Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly, and I'm with Perpetual Fitness Training. So it's been a long time since I've been able to record. We had some work done on my bathroom, which is right outside of where I tape, and believe it or not, it is still not done, even after 8 months later. So I've just decided that I'm going to find a way to tape, so I pulled it back into my training room. I don't have quite as much space. The light's not quite as good, but it's better than nothing at all, I think. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. So I wanted to do kind of a fun one for my first one back. And so we are going to do some yoga in our pajamas. So I have my jammies on. It's a nice, quiet yoga. It's real slow. It's nice and stretchy. Really, all you need is a mat, some comfortable clothes, whether you're in your pajamas or not is fine, and then also a strap. Gather those things, get on that quiet music, and let's go ahead and take it to the floor. All right, let's go ahead and lay down on the floor. So you're going to come all the way down on the floor. I'm going to get my mic pack out of the way. Just have your strap nearby. We're going to start in our Shavasana position. So remember, that is all about what feels comfortable for you. So you can be in this bent knee position. You can have those legs open to the side and that butterfly opening up the hips. You can take those legs straight out. You can roll onto your side, whatever feels good for you. I like to just kind of settle into the position a little bit. You can also get those glutes out of the way so that you can really just lay flat along that floor, closing those eyes. We're just bringing our focus to our breathing. Nice, big inhale, long, extended exhale. Breathing through the nose. Filling up those lungs with air. Use your breathing muscles to pull the air in and then slowly to exhale that air out. As you exhale, feel those shoulders soften, the hips open, releasing any tension. Relax any tension from around your eyes. Just feel your body quiet. As you breathe deeper, you're going to feel that heart rate start to slow. Relax the muscles around the eyes. Take a nice big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the right knee to the chest. So just dragging that foot, you're going to either grab the hamstring or just below the knee on the shin, pulling it in. Let those shoulders relax, and just keep pulling your knee to your chest until you feel that stretch. Now you're just going to imagine that your tailbone is dropping to the floor, releasing any tension in that hip joint. Keep that breathing deep and slow. Now keep pulling the knee into the chest. As you take that right hand to the knee, the left hand either comes to your hip or out to the side. We're going to gently bring that right leg to the right side, but we're pulling it toward the torso the entire time. Just go until you feel the pull and hold. Pulling that belly button in nice and tight. We're going to slowly bring that leg back to the center. And now we're going to change the hand so the left hand grabs that shin. The right hand moves to the floor, palm down, big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to bring that leg across the body. The right shoulder blade stays on the mat. Our gaze is going to stay up at the ceiling, and you're going to hold where you feel that pull. So that can happen in the hip, in the glute, in the low back, mid back. Wherever you feel that pull, just hold and focus your breath on that spot. Nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to slowly roll that pelvis back down to the floor. Now, right here, we're going to extend that leg straight. And this is the opportunity for you to use that strap. So if you have a strap, you're going to take the looped end and place it over the arch of the foot. Or you can just take it longwise and grab a hold of each end of the tether. Of course, if you don't have a strap, a workout band will work, or like if you have a towel, something like that. All right, I really want you to be able to focus on the stretch. So really, if you have something that you can use the robe, if you have a robe, you can use the belt of the robe, anything like that to help you really focus in on the stretch. All right, so we're going to start by pulling the toes toward the shin, pushing the heel toward the ceiling, shoulders relax back. Everything's nice and relaxed in that upper body. I want you to imagine this big bone, this femur bone in your leg, that the muscles surrounding it just suddenly disappear, and that bone falls back into the mat. So just imagine that bone is falling into the mat, relaxing any tension in that hip joint. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, you're just going to pull the leg toward your head until you feel the stretch. This will be different for everyone, but please make sure that you're pushing the heel toward the ceiling. So you really want that engagement back here in that calf. Hold and breathe, relaxing through that hip joint. Just let that femur drop back. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to gather the strap into the right hand. Our left arm is going to go out to the side, and just like we did before, we're going to pull the leg toward your center line or toward the torso as you start to take it out to the side. When you have the straight leg, I definitely recommend the nice long left arm because it will help you to keep this left side on the body, which is what you want. Take that leg out to the side as much as you can. Here you can play with the foot. So if you turn the toes toward the floor, you're going to notice the change in that stretch compared to the toes kind of running away from the floor. So find what feels best for you and hold. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, pull that belly in, slowly bring that leg to the center. We're going to change the hand on that strap. And now the right hand gets to move to the floor. Nice big inhale. You're not going to get near as much movement with this one. As we exhale, pull the leg towards your head first, and then go ahead and take it to that left side and hold where you feel that pull. Making sure, of course, that you can keep that right shoulder blade and shoulder making contact with the mat. Try not to build tension in that leg. Just relax everything away and go with this stretch. It can be rather intense, so just don't go too deep into that stretch. Breathe. Nice Nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to return it to the center. We're going to bend that knee. Go ahead and place that foot on the floor, removing the strap. And now we're going to switch sides. So let's go ahead and bring the knee into the chest, grabbing shin or hamstring. So if you grab that shin and it bothers your knee, please go back to that hamstring. It's less pressure on that knee. We're going to extend that right leg, pressing out through the heel. This extended leg is really heavy. We're pulling knee to chest. We're allowing the shoulders to drop. Tummy is tight. And just feel the stretch through the glute. And now take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, the left hand grabs the shin. We pull we pull the knee toward the chest, and we slowly bring it out to that left side. That right hand is on that right hip, or it's out to the side for that counterbalance, but to also remind us to keep this entire right side on the mat. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, bringing that leg back to the center. Make all these movements nice and slow and controlled, very purposeful. We're going to take that right hand and place our hand over that shin. The left arm comes out to the side. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, bringing that leg across, lifting the left hip, but keeping the left shoulder and shoulder blade on the mat. Just go until you feel that pull and relax into the stretch. Nice big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to return back to the center. All right here, we're going to go ahead and grab that strap or whatever you're using. Go ahead and stretch that leg out, pressing through the heel, pulling the toes toward the shin. Shoulders move back down, so you're pushing the blades into the mat, and the shoulders are away from the ears. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're pulling the leg toward the center. Really think about extending that right leg, pressing out through the heel, but keeping all the tension out of that upper body. Just hold here, tummy is tight. Big inhale. As we exhale, strap goes into that left hand. Right arm goes out to the side. We pull the leg toward our center as we take it out to the side, keeping all of that right side on the mat as we reach out. When we reach our stopping point, we're going to hold here. Toes can either twist down, they can move up, whatever feels better for you. I just kind of like them to be neutral. I get plenty of stretch there. Tighten that tummy. Let's go ahead and pull your belly in to lift that leg up. Let the arm help you. We're going to change it now, and that right hand is going to grab that strap. The left hand is going to come out to the side. We're flexing that foot. We're pulling the leg toward our center line. And now we're going to go ahead and take it to the other side. Shoulders are relaxed. Just until you feel that stretch. This one's really intense for me, especially behind the knee right here. And let's go ahead and release it to the center. We're going to bend that knee. We're going to release that strap. And we're going to go ahead and place both feet flat on the mat. Knees are bent. Strap can be off to the side. We're going to go ahead and take the right ankle and we're going to place it over that left knee. The foot is flexed and we're pushing the knee away. If this is enough for that right hip, I want you to hold here. If you think you can do a little bit more, we're going to bring those legs, both feet flexed, toward our chest, grabbing the thigh or maybe the shin, but the same rules apply with that knee. You should not feel any pain. Shoulders relax back, tummy's tight. Big inhale, and then exhale, and just pull your knees into your chest and just hold here, feeling that great stretch on that right side. Breathe deep. And now we're just going to go ahead and release that stretch, taking the foot back to the floor. Leave the legs how they are. Arms out to the side, either down by the hips or you can take them out into a T. We're going to do this slow, nice and easy. We're just going to drop the knee toward the floor and then that foot toward the floor and just work in through that low back. Both shoulder blades are resting comfortably on the mat. There's no tension in that upper body whatsoever. If it starts to loosen up, you can take it into a much bigger arc side to side, but always remembering that we are rooting down through those shoulder blades so we never let them come off. We're going to go one more time on each side, and then we're going to hold this one. So this side, and then the next side. All right, and now we're going to go foot toward the floor, and we're going to give us just as much rotation as you can do. So if you need to, you can take a block underneath the foot or have something underneath the foot, making sure that our right shoulder blade stays rooting down into that mat, and just stop wherever it stops for you. So if it ends right here and you can no longer go further without that shoulder coming off, then this is where you stay. So finding your stopping point, hold here, and then go ahead and take that gaze to the right and just hold here and breathe. Remembering that we're just now opening up, so don't worry if you can't get too deep into the pose. It's more about how that stretch feels, less about how advanced you are in that pose. Bringing that head to center, pull your belly in. Let's go ahead and lift up. Nice big inhale, keeping the legs how they are. We're going to take knee to floor. So this time the left shoulder blade needs to stay down, stopping wherever your body tells you to, and then turning your gaze to the left. Big inhale, and as you exhale, pull your belly in. Let's go ahead and lift those legs back up. We're going to plant the right foot. We're going to cross the left over. We're going to push the knee away. And you're either going to hold here or you're bring those legs in with the feet flexed, grabbing thigh or grabbing the calf, the shin, shoulders relaxed, back, tummy tight. And then exhale, just pull your legs closer to your chest without bringing tension into the upper back. And nice big inhale. And as you exhale, just slowly release the legs down, arms out into that T position or even cactus. Let's go ahead and start just by slowly side to side. And we're going to start small again because we're waking up the other side of that body. And then as it starts to release, maybe you get a little deeper. One more time on each side. And now we're going to go foot toward that right side. So moving foot to right side, keeping that left shoulder blade down, finding your stopping point, and then turning your gaze to that left. Keep that breath moving. Head to the center, abs tight, lift. And now we're going to take knee toward floor. And this time the right shoulder and blade stay glued to the mat, stopping at your stopping point, and then turning your gaze to the right. Big inhale. As you exhale, tighten that core and lift those legs up with support. Perfect. And then coming back to the center, we're going to place both feet down and we're going to work into that pelvis. So walk those heels as close to the glutes as you can. And you're welcome to place your hands across the pelvis if you'd like, or they can just be next to the hips on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my hands on my pelvis just so that you can see my hands moving, because I know I'm wearing black pajamas, so it's not the easiest to see how everything is moving in that pelvis. So take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone and push your low back into the mat. When you're ready to exhale, we're going to switch it and we're going to push our tailbone and lift our low back off the mat. Take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, reverse it. So right now we're just working into that pelvis. And then inhale, press the tailbone, lift the low back. Exhale, press, tuck the tailbone. This is the last time on this side. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and reverse it. Push the tailbone, lift the low back. Perfect. And now we're going to go ahead and come back to tucking the tailbone, tummy tight. But this time we're pushing through the feet, and one vertebra at a time. We're slowly going to come up into that bridge position, all the way up to the shoulders. We're going to hold for an inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to really think about articulating that spine and pushing it into the mat, one vertebra at a time. You have to use your core to really get that motion to push the vertebra down. Once you come to the low back, I want you then to take that tailbone and push it in, lifting that low back. And now we're going to tuck the tailbone, tuck and hold. Feel the low core grabbing hold before you then continue to push the lower vertebra, then the mid-thoracic, and then all the way up to the upper back. We're going to hold, big inhale, and then the exhale begins our movement down. Once again, really thinking about articulating that spine, pushing each vertebra into the mat all the way to the tailbone. We're going to do this one more time. And then we're going to tuck. We're going to pause for just a second so we can really feel those abs contract. And then we're going to continue
to push each vertebra into the mat and lift up all the way up, coming up so that the weight is on the upper shoulders. Big inhale. And then exhale, slowly bringing it down. And finding neutral pelvis, releasing those glutes. We're going to roll over onto our side, and you can pick which side you'd like. The bottom arm is going to come underneath the head for a little pillow. We're in this bent knee position with our feet with our knees, I should say, forward. We're going to go ahead and take that top foot. So for me, it's my right. And I'm going to bring the glute and the heel toward each other. And I'm going to grab it with my right hand. And then your head drops down. Now, if you can't reach this, you're free to use a strap or to grab onto maybe the pant leg. And then from here, we're going to drop the knee back down so it's parallel to the floor. We're going to pull our belly in. We're going to tuck our tailbone and push our hip forward. And you're going to feel the stretch along the quad, the front of your thigh. If you want a little bit more without pushing your rib package or arching your back, keeping your ribs connected to your hips, you're going to pull the leg back, and you can even drop it toward the floor. And just see how that feels. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you prefer it to be parallel. Whatever feels good for you. Hold and breathe. And now we're going to slowly release it. And I like to kick the leg forward just to get that counter stretch. If you could hear my knee, it just gave me a big old pop. All right, stacking it back up. We're going to roll to the other side. So you can just roll. I'm going to flip so that I can face you. Bottom arm is cradled. Head's relaxing. Those knees are stacked. You are stacked. We're going to bring that foot toward the glute. Reach back, grab it. We're going to stack the knees, pull your belly in, tuck your tailbone, press your hips forward. And now keeping ribs connected to hips, you can bring that leg back as long as you're not arching the back. And then you can keep it here or you can drop that knee toward the floor. Take a nice big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to release. Maybe kick that leg forward, give a little counter stretch, stack the legs, and then we're going to roll onto our back. And we're going to go ahead and do a roll like a ball to come up into a seated position. If you do not enjoy roll like a ball, of course, you can always find another way to come up into a seated position. I'm so sorry, I was struggling with my mic pack. It doesn't want to hook onto my pajamas. All right, so when you're ready to do roll like a ball, we're going to bring the knees into the chest. You can grab a hold of the shins or you can grab a hold of the back of the legs. We're going to use those legs to help propel us forward, and we're going to do the roll like a ball 3 times. Do keep the tummy nice and tight so we can help protect our core, and the abs actually are a big part of coming up. Take a nice big inhale and exhale. Come on up. Keep the back curved. 2. And one more time. This time we're going to come all the way up into that seated position. And I want you to find a comfortably seated position. So I'm going to sit in easy pose. We're stacking that spine. The shoulders are over the hips. That tummy is nice and tight. Reaching out of the crown of the head. Wrists are relaxed. Let those fingers curl in. Of course, you can touch first finger and thumb if you prefer. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to push our chin into our chest. We're going to lift our heart. We're going to feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Be aware it may move down that spine. While we're holding this stretch, scan the body for any points of tension and make sure you release that tension. We tend to build it in the glutes and in the crease of the hip on this particular stretch. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Dropping that left shoulder, get that nice long stretch. Coming to the center, nice big inhale. And exhale, ear to shoulder, drop that right shoulder down. Big inhale. As we exhale, we come back to the center. We lift that head up with a nice big inhale. As we exhale, back of the head toward the spine, chin to the ceiling. Keep those shoulders down, teeth together, and just feel the stretch along the front of the neck. And when you're ready, come on up. Excuse me. We're going to turn our gaze to the right 45 degrees. We're going to tuck chin toward collarbone. Reaching up with the right hand, I want you to grab the base of the skull right by the occipital. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we're pulling the chin in as we bring the nose closer toward your underarm and hold. Keeping that left shoulder soft. We're staying stacked in the spine. Just let the stretch happen in the neck. Let's go ahead and release the hand first. Then we bring the head up at the angle, and then we take it back to the center. Now let's go ahead and do the other side. So it's 45 degrees to the left. We're going to tuck the chin toward the collarbone. Reaching up with the left hand, grab the base of the skull, big inhale. As we exhale, we tuck that chin and bring the nose closer to the underarm, relaxing the right shoulder. Release the hand, bring that head up, and come back to the center. And you can go ahead and roll that shoulder out. All right, from here, we're going to go ahead and just do a pelvic tilt, bringing our hip bones toward our thighs. Our tailbone reaches behind us. We reach out with the crown of the head, and we hold where we feel the pull. That can happen through the hips. It can be in the low back, wherever you feel it. Just hold it there. Soften the shoulders, pull your belly in, and just give me a little sway side to side. This should be really small. And now we're going to take it a little bit bigger, just a little bit more. And coming to the center, belly's tight. We go ahead and stack it back up nice and straight. Let's go ahead and take those legs out in front of us one at a time. You are welcome to use a strap here or anything that you have that can reach forward. Your hands can also go behind the back so you can sit up nice and tall. And you're still working with that pelvis. It's just your hands will be in the back to help you rather than in the front. But if you can sit up nice and tall without collapsing in that upper body, then you can go ahead and take those hands forward, or again, you can use that strap. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, this is a pelvic tilt. We push the tailbone back as we reach our hip bones forward. You can use those legs to help pull you down. We're reaching out through the crown of the head. We're drawing the shoulders away from the ears or down your spine, however you want to think about it. Hold and breathe. If the pull stops happening or lessens, then you're going to go ahead and just come deeper into the stretch. So always keeping a gentle pull every pose that we do. Breathe into that back body. And then slowly, nice and easy, slowly come back up. All right, we're going to take those legs as wide as your mat. So I'm sitting sideways on my mat, facing you. But if I was this way here, it's just to the outside of the mat. All right, so from here, we're stacking right over those sits bones, shoulders over hips. We're going to go ahead and come forward in this seated straddle. This is a narrow seated straddle. Your hands can be back here again for help. You can use that strap, or you can grab a hold of those legs. Shoulders down, nice big inhale. Pelvic tilt, we're reaching back with the tailbone as we bring our chest toward the floor, reaching out with the crown of the head. The feet are flexed to help pull that back line of the legs into the stretch. Let the motion happen from the pelvis. So you may not even feel it in your hamstrings. Maybe you're just getting it all in the low back. Okay, that can absolutely happen. And now we're going to gently come back up. We are going to take the right leg in toward that thigh. We're going to turn and face the outstretched leg. Take a nice big inhale. Again, pelvic tilt. We're just reaching down now for this left leg, but we're not rounding and dropping the head down. We're bringing the chest toward the thigh, reaching out with the crown of the head, and we're just thinking about maybe forehead to the kneecap, without bringing tension into the shoulders. So everything's nice and relaxed. Of course, that foot is flexed. And now we're going to go ahead and come up halfway. This left arm is going to either come to the thigh, or maybe it moves to the inside. Maybe you can get it all the way down to the floor, okay? You can also use a block if you have one and place that hand or that forearm on the block. We're going to take a nice big inhale. We're going to open up the chest, and this right arm reaches up. So the right arm is coming by the ear, bicep near the ear. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, now we're going to dive over, keeping that arm straight, the shoulder away from the ear. We're going to look up at the ceiling because we're going to keep that chest open. And the idea is that you're going to try to reach those toes. Don't worry if you cannot. That's just the direction you're going. You're breathing into that side waist. Breathe as deeply as you can into those ribs. And then if you need to sink deeper, you just drop that forearm and elbow closer to the floor, but without collapsing the chest toward the floor. We keep that chest open. Tightening that belly, let's gently come on up. Ooh, coming back to the center, we're going to take both legs out. So we're back in that open straddle. And now we're going to go ahead and bring the other leg in. So I'm going to bring that left in. I'm going to turn to face my right foot. That foot is flexed. Strap if you need a big inhale. Exhale, pelvic tilt. The pelvis tilts to bring my chest down toward my thigh. I'm thinking forehead toward kneecap while reaching out with the crown of my head. Welcome to use the strap or your leg. I'm relaxing that other side so I'm not building tension into that left side. And now breathe. And take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we come up halfway. So here's where we place the right arm on the thigh or to the inside of the body with a block or no block. We're going to go ahead and open up this left side. So we're turning open. That's our next step. Then the arm comes up, nice big inhale. Then we exhale and we just dive that hand down, but we're keeping that rotation. We're keeping our gaze up toward the ceiling or up the wall. And you're just trying to reach those fingers to toes. I want you to breathe where you feel it. And we're rooting down through that left sits bone and left hip. Those are our anchors, and they're staying rooted into that floor. Nice big inhale. On the exhale with tight abs, we gently come back up and come into that seated position. So we're going to go back into that cross-legged position. I would like the other leg in front. If you can remember which one was in front before, we want that other one. If you can't remember, just do it without thinking, and it's probably the other leg that needs to be in the front. All right, sitting up nice and tall. Pelvic tilt, bringing that chest down. Abs are nice and tight. We're rooting through the sits bones, so we're not lifting our sits bones or the glute muscles off the mat. From here, side to side with that sway. This time it's a bigger sweep, coming chest toward knee, staying low and keeping the abs tight for support the whole time. We're going to head to that right side, and we're going to hold on the right side. Those hands are going to reach out. You can be anywhere along this arc, but the hands need to either be next to each other or the left on top of the right. We're going to take a nice big inhale, and as we exhale, we're just going to reach those hands. Shoulders are not going to reach. They're going to stay pressing toward our hips, and we're going to breathe into where we feel it. If you don't feel anything here, I want you to breathe into the back body or the back rib cage. And now we're going to release it to the center, and we're going to do that same thing on the other side, walking those hands over anywhere along that arc. Hands are next to each other, or right is on top of left. Shoulders are away. We are heavy, heavy, heavy through that right side. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Feel free to walk the hands out if that gives you a better stretch, but we're reaching out with the crown of the head and keeping the shoulders relaxed. Take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we move to the center and then slowly coming up. We're going to move into tabletop, so coming onto all fours. We're going to take the hands or the wrists right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. I'm just going to tuck in my shirt real quick. We're going to curl our toes and we're going to press it back into a downward dog. So start in that bent knee position and then go ahead and start to straighten the legs one at a time. And I want you to think more about pressing back with the knee than dropping the heel to the mat. So it's more about lengthening that leg. We're going to go one more time on each side. And now we're just going to slowly come back down into tabletop, keeping our toes curled. We're just going to press our hips back, feeling this stretch through the toes, through the pads of the feet. Pull that belly in nice and tight, come back to center, and then go ahead and lift those knees, finding that bent knee downward dog, shoulders away, pressing through the palms, nice straight arms, and then go ahead and straighten both legs here for me if you can, keeping that tailbone to the ceiling. And when you straighten the legs, try not to let it affect that upper body position. If you prefer to jog, you're welcome to jog right here. And now slowly coming down. This time, let's take the top of the feet to the mat, and we're just going to lift those knees off the mat. We're keeping the weight between the second and third toe, and I want you to go until you feel the stretch. So everyone will be different. I can get rather high, but that does not mean that just because you're a couple inches off the mat, you're doing it wrong. It's just where you feel that stretch. Slowly come on down. And we're just going to go ahead and sit back into child's pose. Glutes to the heels, hands reach out, let that head drop toward the floor. Tighten that belly. Let's go ahead and gently come back up. Finding that tabletop. Let's work into cat and cow. Drop the belly. Look up. Open the collarbone. Big inhale. Exhale. Tuck and round. Press the floor away. Tuck your tailbone. Get that mid-spine up at the ceiling. And then when you're ready, inhale. Drop. Open the collarbones. Look forward. Big, big, deep inhale. And exhale. Tuck and round. Mad cat. Drop that belly, big inhale. Once again, opening through the collarbones. Really push those shoulders down. And then tuck and round. And coming back to the center. We're going to come down onto our belly, so I just like to walk my knees back and then just slowly do a little push-up all the way down. And we're going to place the hands next to the body, and really the hands are coming next to the ears. The top of the feet are to the mat. I want you to squeeze your glutes. We're going to press our forearms and hands into the mat as we lift. The shoulders are moving down the spine, and we're just reaching out with the crown of the head. Breathe. Tummy tight, and slowly come back down. We're going to come and get on that left cheek, looking to the right side. We're going to release our glutes, release our shoulders. And let's go ahead and bring that head back to the center, keeping your hands exactly where they are. Shoulder blades move away from the ears, reaching out through the crown. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, pushing in, coming up to forearms. Squeeze the glutes. And you can stay here, or you can press and lift the forearms up. Shoulders remain down. It just depends on your flexibility. Breathe into that belly. Think about pushing those hip bones into the mat.
big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly come back down. And we're going to take the right cheek to the mat, relaxing the glutes and shoulders. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring that head back to center. All right, you are welcome to do your Shavasana here if you would like to stay here. Or you can go ahead and roll onto your back. I like to take this opportunity to bring my knees to my chest and do that counter stretch for that pose we just finished. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and extend those legs. The hands are next to the body. So you can do traditional. Your hands can be across your belly. You can have the knees bent, reclined butterfly, or rolling onto your sides, whatever feels best for you. Just think about heels, making that spine nice and straight. Your glutes are out of the way so that you can feel nice and relaxed into that mat. Those shoulders are drawing back. Relaxing the muscles in the face. Close your eyes and let's focus again on that breath. You're inhaling through the nose. Focus on breathing into those ribs, feeling those ribs separate with your inhale. And as you exhale, you use that diaphragm to bring those ribs back together again. Really focus on those breathing muscles. They need stretched as well. See if you can inhale for 6 counts. And then try to exhale for 8 counts, just letting everything relax. Now with your next exhale, think about relaxing any tension from around the eyes and in the jaw. Feel your head grow heavy so that your neck and throat relax. Feel that chest open up, relaxing through the shoulders. Feel those arms grow heavy. Release any tension that you've built up along that spine, all the way to that low back. Relax the abs, let the legs open naturally in that hip joint. And with every exhale, your legs grow heavier and heavier. Just feel your kneecaps float. I want you to focus on that breath, especially if you struggle to stay focused, if your mind wanders. Think about counting 6 seconds to inhale, and then 8 breaths exhale. So inhaling for 6, exhaling for 8 counts. With every exhale, your body grows heavy as you start to feel lighter. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. Namaste.